Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is the Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games and a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Draft Day Sports College Basketball 2019, episode number 9. Welcome to it. In real life, we are just about there to the postseason March Madness National Championship Tournament. Also, the conference championships, very, very nearly right there on the horizon. So it's an exciting time for the sport, and it's an exciting time both for the channel and this series. We enter season number 3. The team is more and more starting to reform itself, reshape itself in my vision from where it was after a difficult first season that saw us relegated. And yes, this is that promotion relegation series if you haven't seen the previous episodes. But after all of that, we rebounded quite well in season 2. We very nearly rubber banded, bouncing right back up into the higher conference. This season, I hope that we can. My goals for this season: qualifying for the NIT, finishing in the top 3, which would see me get re-promoted back to the division we were originally in. They want to see 15 plus games, improving school prestige. So all of that would boost us and get us back where we were. Also briefly looking at the top 25, the top 5 preseason favorites: Duke, Gonzaga, Kansas, Arizona, and Louisville are all right there. In-state rival Kentucky over in Lexington is right behind them in 6th. Meanwhile, my Ducks down at 21st. Now, the purpose of this episode, as we are into the off-season, is we're going to get ourselves set for next season by getting our recruiting off and running. First off, though, I need to know who or what position we need to get after. I only have 2 scholarships available. I've only got a couple scholarship players that will be graduating this year. So looking down through the roster, you can see I've got 2 point guards on scholarship, 1 on walk-on, but they're all young. At shooting guard, I do have a senior, but he is our other walk-on player, our non-scholarship player, and the 2 that we do have around are both underclassmen. So no need for a guard for next year. Moving on, though, small forward. I do have a couple younger players, but I do have a scholarship player who is a senior. So I will potentially look into a replacement there, or possibly a shooting guard instead. So small forward or shooting guard, as we only have, the 2. The walk-on's going to be gone. I could theoretically go after either. And honestly, it's a walk-on, but he's a freshman, so he actually could develop down the road, Brian Dixon, potentially. So we might just keep him around, and as young as we are here, theoretically, more likely looking at shooting guard or small forward. And then down in the post, again, I still have 1 more scholarship available. I only have 2 power forwards right now. We have a sophomore and junior, so we're not quite as young there. I don't have any freshmen currently at the position, and only 2 players. Meanwhile, at center, a little bit front-loaded. I've got a couple freshmen, 1 true freshman, 1 redshirt, a junior, and a senior, and that's our other scholarship guy leaving. But I'll still have 3 next year. I don't know about Hunter yet. I have not looked at their abilities in any way, but he very well could end up redshirting this season, which means I'll still have 3 guys, and I'll still be in good shape at center next year. So I do not need a center. I need a power forward. I definitely need a power forward as we're into that sophomore junior age. So there's already a gap. So power forward, must have, small forward, most likely shooting guard, potentially, which means I'm not going to look at point guard or center at all in recruiting. And let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so I'm going to click off center, going to click off point guard, and let's see what we have for interest here first. There's some, but the overall, you can see just how low these guys are. But, hey, we move up that list a little bit. Mixon, Jolly, Jenkins, Barrett. I'll probably give these 4 guys a look. So let's go ahead and add them to the list. So 4 guys inside the top 600 could potentially be quality players. Now we'll get rid of that. And we will search by region. And we'll go right down the list here by rank, going after the best players in the West, which of course is where we're located. Now, shooting guard, I really only want to go after if they're one of the best. So I think once I hit about 200, we're going to quit looking at shooting guards. There is one thing that I am not doing currently that I very much need to do. But with only 2 recruits, it's pretty easy to go through and alter this later. And after about 200, maybe I'll start looking more closely at this period, because I'm also going to need to look closely at position. Like I said, once I get past 200, I'm not too interested in shooting guards. 208 is close enough. We'll add him. But from now on, we'll quit looking at that. I need to stop taking guys under 2.8. So he's right on that limit. 219, and Washington's still close enough. Okay, 2.9 is okay. Small forward 2.3, not happening. 2.4, not happening. Too far down the list. Oh, but I love the name. I want to watch your movies. Oh, that's a shooting guard. Arizona? No. Maybe if he was, like, say, Oregon. In-state. It's a lot cheaper to recruit. Okay, we're up to 291, and we've got a pretty healthy list for just going after 2 recruits. So, let's see if the next guy... Oh, my hometown. Okay, we'll add you to the list. That's the school I went to. Now you know something about me. Nope. Nope. Okay. I know. I'm getting quite choosy now in who we go after. Hmm. 442. Washington, good but not amazing GPA. No, you know what? We're good. We're good. That's our list. Okay. So let's go back to the watch list first. And I might as well just click everything, though I didn't take any point guards or centers. And let's watch film on these initial guys. And the number 2 player in the entire nation out of Montana. I'm going to drop an offer immediately, even though I only have a couple. But the number two recruit in the nation is going to be an amazing player. I mean, he's putting up 25 a game, 3.8 blocks per game, 5 steals a game, 20 rebounds. I mean, this guy is amazing, and I don't need to scout him to know that. And we're very unlikely to get Wheat, but we'll give him a look. We'll try to butter him up real quick, see if we have some sort of chance with him, and then drop him as soon as we find out that he's unworthy. And I'm forgetting one important detail, like Wise. I can't undo that. He's not going to qualify, and he happens to be a shooting guard. So I'm going to have to take him off the list. I forgot that really important detail here about GPA. I started watching at, I don't know, what was it, 300? Let's go through eliminations. Wise, you're out. GPA too low. Yeah, much too low. JC transfer, so that's actually high enough. Okay, everybody else should be high enough. They are. Let's update the list. Unfortunately, I can't get the film back on those couple guys we scouted that we subsequently removed. But let's go ahead and start making our calls. And will they talk to us? Okay, I should be hearing noises. I'm not. Apparently I needed to restart my computer. I was having an oddity that caused me to restart my recording software. And hopefully you're not getting any sort of weird feedback, but everything seems to be coming through okay on the commentary side. So you're hearing me, but we're just not getting the call buzz noise. But we got through to Theo Hamilton, who I believe is like number 4 on our list. And he is not hanging up on us. Wow, that's fantastic. We got somebody already. He cares about location, Arizona, Prestige. Difficult to recruit this young man. Let's go ahead and let him go. We got through to him, sure, but we have nothing that's going to attract him, and he's the number 31 recruit in the nation, so pick your battles. That's a battle we're not going to win. We got through to Clint King. That's good. Though he hung up on us, and we are out of time. And we move off to the next week. So we're going to miss the "You've got mail" notification, apparently. Again, lucky it's doing this on a recruiting special where it's not going to have an impact. We're not missing the audio from the games themselves. Okay, first summer camps coming up. Let's go ahead and continue right down the list. We're still on calls. Ooh, nice. We got through to Wheat. We'll see if I can farm him. No. School Prestige. Location, Montana. That's not good. Conference Prestige. And we did not suddenly jump into the top 10 on his list, but we'll take a quick look as I revoke and remove. Other than ball handling, and he's a power forward, so it doesn't matter as much, and doesn't have the range. This guy is... That's the most A's I think I've ever seen on one player. But he's gone. Took most of our call time, but it only took us 2 weeks to figure it out. So that's good. Ooh. Wow. We broke through on Tucker. That was my assistant coach. Had to have been. Ooh, out of time on calls already. And then we'll go to the watch list. Update. And I'm not worried about looking at what we have just yet. I want to watch some film. And let's see, do we have any Oregons that we can cheaply go scout live? Yeah, there was a few. What about anybody in the top end of the list? There is. I'm going to go watch him too. I can improve my attribute. Okay, summer camp. Still summer camp. Okay, Las Vegas. Long list. Most of our guys were there, so now we're going to have decent information on most of the players. But generally inaccurate is that first round of information that you get from the camp, but it looks like everybody on my list but one attended the camp. Or was already scouted at least. Oh, have we still not done recruiting? I don't have any film left. I thought I already did recruiting. Apparently not. Now we have... Well, I have one guy left. Jackson was the last one we did. I would like to watch some film on all of them. It tends to generate a more accurate view than I get from just seeing them at the camp. And I can go watch the Oregon kids again. Who needs film when you can watch one player individually? Okay, how far did I get down the list? We got to Morris, which, no, we have not watched film on him yet, but I'm going to have scouted him live twice. We'll see if I have anything extra as we get the bottom of the list next time. Call list. Starting from the top. And we still have some information to go here. Okay, location, Hawaii. That one almost works out because there's only one school that is going to have a real boost for him there. Doesn't care about academics. That does hurt. I would actually say Hawaii would have a decent chance to recruit this kid. I'll need to see what facilities are still. He's got a lot of influence from his parents, and neither attended a school. They care about coach discipline. And I never seem to know kind of how that one is, because you got guys that are angry on their coach discipline, and you've got guys that are passive, kind, supporting. I never know what they view as good on coach discipline. So it's a strange one for me here, because you never seem to tell what would be the preference, because there's different ends of the spectrum. It's not one thing or the other. Like academics, right? You have schools that are well known for academics, strong, rigorous programs, highly ranked, and require good students. And then you have schools in certain states, and you should know what states you are if you're watching this from within one of those 50 states. You have reputations. You regularly get caught cheating, altering the grades of students, or putting them in certain classes that are a cakewalk, an easy A, even though they didn't actually do anything to earn that A, just to keep them eligible. So you don't have rigorous standards. That's pretty obvious between what is low and high and whether they care about academics. And then, the coinciding GPA and then SAT scores to qualify for the school and so on and so forth. Yeah. School prestige, right? Equally obvious. You have a high prestige or you have a low prestige. You have a track record, a history of doing well, or you don't. But yeah, that coach discipline one still baffles me on what that means and what is a good evaluation on that or not. So I tend to stay away from that as a recruiting tool. Now, where was I? Call time still remains. Let's move on down the line. I look at this guy and I'm thinking about the Seattle Mariners farm system, and you've got the Clinton Lumber Kings, AA team. I'm not sure if they're still with the Mariners. Admittedly, it's been a handful of years. Getting myself distracted here. Admittedly, it's been a few years since I've had myself the MLB game, and therefore it's been a while since I have dealt with the farm system. I do technically have the out of time on the calls. Admittedly, I do have out of the park baseball, but I ran a couple fantasy leagues, and unfortunately, as it is definitely a good game, I actually, for whatever reason, got bored of it quick this year and just didn't spend the kind of time one might spend in that game this year, and therefore I never really got around the Mariners farm system to see. I know they've had a change in the last year or two, and I want to say that it was actually AA, so they don't quote me on whether they're still with the Mariners or not. This is basketball anyway, not baseball. But I have happened to coach many years of both sports, along with quite a few others. I have a long history of coaching sports. Currently, I'm in the middle of the varsity basketball season. We've actually got a game later tonight. Okay, recruiting. Have I hit that point, or are we still in the middle of a bunch of camps? Nope. Okay, we are at that point. It's dead period. So, no live scouting. Quick and easy this time. We're on the watch list, so let's get down to, where did I leave off Mr. Oregon? Or was it the other Mr. Oregon? It's that Mr. Oregon. So we will watch film on these guys. No, it was that one. I got the wrong one. The wrong Mr. Oregon. Hey, but it worked out. I got to the end of the list anyway. That'll give us a chance to have watched film on every player, and then we'll make our first judgment call. Eliminate a few from the list, if need be. We'll move over to the call list. Gather that information on these guys. We've nearly got everything on you. Facilities. And I think I already have the parent information, but either way. Location, facilities. Yeah, there's a chance. There's a chance we can recruit him. So we will definitely not remove him from the list. We have facilities, location. Again, Hawaii. Wow. Wow, Hawaii. You've got a serious shot at a couple really quality players. Oh, I wanted to say Cranberry. Do you know that band? 90s rock band, Cranberries? One super, super excellent song. Alright, well, Anderson, done deal. Facilities, location. Yeah, we can go with that, especially with California, neighboring, playing time. That's a target we could get after. Man, we are just going with all the references here. We got Charles, even if his name is Gene. But it's in his genes that he is a Dickens. And he's given us his time, even after making fun of his name. Alright, straight into another week of recruiting. No summer camps this time. Now back into an evaluation period. And let's go right back to that call list. Starting to populate this list a bit. And remember, there were quite a few other guys that we did get through, but just knew that it was not going to happen, so we eliminated. Facilities, good. Playtime, location, again, California. So there's another one we can get after. Okay, we did not get the parent information on Mr. Dickens. Oh, as we are out of call time again. I do actually like that they've shortened your amount of call time compared to the 2017 edition. I've skipped the 2018, so I did not play the year in between. But there you go. We have. Oh, not yet. Let's go ahead and do our evaluation. Scoring. We have one that is an absolute terrible scorer and a terrible defender. Mr. Jenkins, you are going to be relieved. Okay, how about on the defensive side? Two guys that cannot play D at all. Timmons, Lloyd. Even if that improves, it would still only be about a D, and look at all those Fs in there. So both of these guys, I know they're high recruits, but I do not care. If you can't play D, you can't play for me. Alright, now there are a number of other Ds, but if those rise to Cs, they're at least tolerable, and if they have other good qualities, like Granberry here, who's an A overall, at least on first glance, number 40 in the nation, a C, along with some others, looking a little higher, could very well work out. Here's another one of those where we've got all of these A's from Mr. Tucker, and then a C on defense. And speaking of, I think Mr. Tucker might be that first offer that we put out. Speaking of, yes, that is the highest recruit that we could potentially go after. So we're going to go ahead and offer a scholarship there. And I'm going to scout him live. And for that, let's switch over to that watch list. And we'll go right back to the top and watch film on the top 10 guys. Again, we have plenty of resources for this season with only 2 scholarships. The money stretches a lot further, and we're not really short on funds in the first place anyway. So we got to the man. And we're back into some summer camps. Wouldn't that be something if their summer camps were actual, camps? Like going to summer camp as a kid. Memories. Oh, memories. I actually only did that a couple times myself. Just wasn't my thing. There were sports to be played. And we didn't have sport camps in the summer. Certainly not the kind that were affordable. That's actually kind of the case today, though, isn't it? Okay, fine. You don't like that recap? Wait, recruiting? Have I... Oh. Come on. Okay, there you go. Whew. It definitely lagged there for a minute. I thought it was about to crash on us. Said it once before, but this game can crash. Not often. I mean, I played 20-something seasons in that 2017 edition. I think it crashed 3, maybe 4 times. So, it happens. Definitely not frequently. And I have not yet had the 2019 edition crash, by the way. So it very well could be more stable than that previous edition. And no, we have not had recruiting yet, so... There we go. Another quiet period. So we'll go straight back into recruiting this time around. We finished off with T-Man. I should have new recruit rankings here in just a moment. This very well could be pronounced a number of different ways, but Orlando Muddy is what I'll go with. And hopefully he'll want to be my buddy. Not in an awkward way, just, wants to come play basketball. Okay, Tucker, we've got you down. Okay. Dickens, we still need that parent info on you. Thank you. They're pretty nice people. That's good. And they have 0 influence. Ouch. How about Hayward? I like it when a plan comes together. Location, California. Yeah. Could happen. Isaac Ledoux. I like how our assistant coach got him unlocked already. Port Orford, Oregon. Man, I was born in Oregon, and I don't even know where Port Orford is. Guaranteed it's on the coast. That's a giveaway. Keyword, port. But that's probably in the southern end of the state, I would imagine. He's a JC sophomore. Imagine that would be like Southern Oregon University, which I believe is a junior college. I could be wrong on that. Could be wrong. They might not be. They might be just a lower division. I mean, it is technically a university. Where was I? We did our calls. We're all set. Recruiting done for the week. We move into August, late summer now. Got those hot August nights coming up. And will things heat up in the recruiting front before too long? The ideal scenario is that I'm able to get both recruits during the upcoming contact period. It helps that I'm able to make contact with 4 players at once. So I get after 2 guys, and I get after the first 2 reserves behind that. So if the first 2 guys don't work out, you immediately offer scholarship to those next 2 guys, and we're already actively recruiting them. That definitely increases my chances of finding 2 guys right off the bat. That doesn't mean I'm going to get any during that first contact period, which, by the way, when is that coming up? September 11th. I should be able to remember that. That was an important day in lots and lots of people's lives, including my own. I was stationed at Fort Knox, Kentucky. I was donating blood at the base blood bank when the attacks happened. And then I did not sleep for a couple days as we were securing the base after that. Okay. We just finished our week of recruiting. Yes, we did. I've got call list open, so we'll start there. And I should have all of these first guys now. We're down to Richardson, so in the future, if I can remember that, we'll pick up his profile first. All right, we got everything on Morris. Out of time. Do we have new recruit rankings? Yes, we do. We do have new recruit rankings, which means we reset on where we're at. So we'll go right back to the top. When I get to the bottom of the list again, we will trim it out yet again. Okay, so we got down to Buddy again. Oh, he's so polite. Okay, Bradford. Call list. It was Richardson that we're down to. Ah, the Oregon guy. See, I know where Junction City is. It's very close to Eugene. And I'd go through it every day on the way to my first teaching gig while I was still in college. Oh, why am I calling you? I already have everything on you. Goodbye. It was nice talking to you. We said hello. We said goodbye. It was good times. Alright, that is mast completed. Now Fisher. It's not Bobby, though. Buddy doesn't want to talk to us. I don't know why you don't want to talk to me. Eugene Jackson from Provo. I've been there. That's all the time. We started on the call list, yes? Maybe? No, we did not. We started on the watch list. Bradford is where I got. September. Upcoming. Okay, we left off with Bradford. So we start with Morris. We made it to the end of the list. Good. Okay, so next week we will do another reevaluation of skills. See if anybody needs to be eliminated off the list. Richardson, you ready to talk to us yet? No, you're stubborn. But so am I. I'll keep calling. Yes, I will. I will not give up on you. Okay. Yeah, we'll move into the final week of August. Reevaluation coming first. Let's get that call list. Still on Richardson. You ready to talk yet? No, you're not. But talking, it's just that. It's just chatter. Just lets me know pitch categories. So it really doesn't mean a thing on whether I can recruit you or not. Ooh, Jackson's ready to talk. Let's talk. Oh, you're not ready to talk about your parents because we ran out of time. Had to go. Oh, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that now while we get the full screen. Okay, nobody is terrible at scoring. How about the defense? There's another F. It is Barrett. His ranking has dropped quite a bit. We see he's not such a good player. Hey, there's the first one we've seen where I'm actually on their top 10 list. Now, that's just the basic look. I always start there. Can they score somewhat? And can they play defense? Whoa, and hello. I just wiped out my own list. Let's go back to call list, update. Thank you. Now, let's see. Everybody can pass the ball a little bit. We have one guy who cannot handle it. You better be a power forward. Yes, you are. It's Rice. You're okay elsewhere. It's your only F. Won't eliminate you just yet. Inside scoring. These are probably perimeter players. Ooh, Mixon, shooting guard, dropped to 1,000 in the rankings. C overall. Yeah, we don't need that. Shooting guard is not the big thing I need. You like me, but I don't blame you. Wow, you also went to that school by that name, but one of them in Alaska. No wonder you'd be more than happy to come this direction. You don't have very many options. Okay. Outside, everybody can at least get a shot off. Free throws, not as worried about that one, though eventually I certainly would. I've got 5 guys that are worryingly bad at defense. Mixon's already been eliminated, so we're actually down to 4 guys. They're all still higher in rank. Man, the one that I'm a little more worried about He's not good scoring. He's not good with the ball. And actually, that's quite worrying that he's not good essentially anywhere. So, Tony, goodbye. You might have a high rank, but you are not the player the media thinks you are. Rebounding, a couple awful players, including a power forward. Really. You can't rebound and you play in the post. You cannot block, you cannot steal. You do not like green eggs and ham. You do not like them Nate Morris, man. Even if you're from Oregon, you're not going to play ball for us. Okay, blocks don't matter as much. Steals, it's Granberry. He's number 38. He's allowed to be bad somewhere. And no D's overall. Okay, we run an update. That's a few guys off the list. And now we resume our tasks. Rankings have not changed this week, so we're still at Richardson. And nope, call time's already used. It is the who we're going to watch this week. Oh my goodness, I have forgotten. We got to Buddy. Or did we get much further down the list? Why don't we just start at the bottom? Work our way up this time. Do it a little bit differently, huh? Because I have no idea where I left off. Okay, it's a quiet period, so no scouting. Alright, I am running out of time, so I'm not going to quite get to my contact periods, which actually start just a week away, but I've still got this September 4-week to get through. And then you've got that few weeks of contact coming up. But let me give you the layout of the plan, and then you'll have to check out next episode to see if we've had any success during this period getting after those players. I don't have a lot of interest, but there's plenty. We already have an offer in for Tucker, who is a small forward. Let's take a look at King. He is an A overall. I really need a power forward. Excellent defensive player. Not bad offensive. I would love to have an excellent defensive player on my team. So, there's our other offer. So I'm going to go after Tucker. I'm going to go after King. First and foremost, I will come up with a couple of backups. Granberry is still seen as an A, and with a 44 overall ranking, even though he does not block or steal, he does rebound extremely well. All three of those guys do, actually. His defense isn't great, but the rebounds certainly help. And with solid Bs almost across the board offensively, he's a capable offensive player. So Granberry very well could be our backup, but I'll have to compare him to Anderson first, and then Dickens is the likely next guy backing up King, at least most likely from first glance. Let's see, what do I have for defensive at the top? Richardson, King, Fisher, Buddy, they're all power forwards. Wow. And the other three besides King are actually pretty solid scorers. Richardson's terrible with the ball, though. Fisher's got some skill. Look at Fisher. Holy cow. Okay, Fisher is our backup. 2.8 GPA, though. Little dangerous, but I like him. I like him a lot. There's some quality. Other than Shaq-like free throw skills, he is got some quality. Well, Shaq would be an F, so he's better than Shaq at the line. And did you see Shaq at the All-Star game? He was standing like 2 feet away from the basket, doing that little ball toss thing, and was missing a lot. Great commentary. Fun to watch pregame, halftime, postgame, but he's a little rusty. So Fisher likely is going to be the backup behind King. 145 is not a bad rank, and I see some quality there. That doesn't mean all of those things are going to pan out, but I'll definitely take a look at him. He might not have stood out in the Las Vegas review, but starting to stand out from watching him on film. 6'8", 205. He's the tallest of those guys, of those quality defenders. Wow, look at King's rebounds per game, 15.7. And then Fisher and Buddy are getting 4. Clearly, Richardson, not a good rebounder. So Richardson, a lot of D's up there. A lot of D's. I should almost drop Richardson at this point. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe and tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.